I think there's still a lot of people who believe that mental illness is not really a real illness.
We called it the no casserole illness. If you break an arm or you're sick in the hospital, you're going to get casseroles and flowers. It's the same thing as being sick. It's just your brain.
I was told that college wasn't going to be an option for me. I went to Finger Lakes Community College. I graduated in 2.5 years. I'm in recovery from addiction. If I can make it, then you can make it too.
Nami is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Our mission is really focused on raising awareness and reducing stigma. The 3 pillars of our mission is support, education, and advocacy. Everything's offered at no cost, so no one pays for our services.
1 in 5 of us live with a mental health condition. The other 4 are our family and friends. We at Nami Rochester are either those people who live with a mental health condition or we're their family and friends.
Mental illness doesn't have to be a barrier for you. People are out there that are doing this every day that struggle with mental illness, and they are very successful.
We're here at Nami Rochester to tell people that the stigma that has been associated with mental illness is false, and people with mental illness, with help and hope and support, can live their best lives and not be defined by their illness.
When my son was in 3rd, 4th grade, he was starting to have a lot of anxiety that was portrayed as behavior issues, not wanting to do homework, throwing chairs, just getting really, really frustrated at times. And there was just really no expert that we could really find. NAMI was able to give us a lot of different resources in the community that we would not have known had we not been familiar with NAMI, and we were able to talk with people who could relate to what was going on. I can say it was rough, but the longer it goes, the less rough it really seemed. You kind of have it in a distant memory. But I always tell Dylan, I'm thinking that we're gonna help a lot of other kids. I think you really made an impact on so many people.
My name's Andrea, and I have struggled with bipolar disorder and anxiety. I thought using drugs and alcohol was a cure-all for me. I thought it was going to make the pain go away, and it made it a lot worse. I went through 3 rehabs. The first 2, I was not ready to get sober. I thought it was everybody else's problem. By the 3rd rehab, I was done. My anniversary date is August 14th, 2002. And I will be coming up on 19 years clean.
My name is Jerome. I have major recurrent depressive disorder, but I've learned to live with it. I worked in an office, I did statistical data analysis. I was trying to be like everybody else. I thought maybe if I could just be like everybody else that I wouldn't feel horribly depressed a lot. And of course it didn't work, it never worked. And I was so absolutely miserable. I just didn't want my life at all, and would have given that up. So I had to, what can I do that's different, that's more me, that I get to be me? Went to the gym a lot. I was pretty knowledgeable about exercise physiology, so I said, I'm gonna become a personal trainer. When I have a session, I just automatically become my best self, no matter where I've started, because I know for that hour, I'm gonna feel great. And that's really something to look forward to. Volunteering for NAMI really was an enormous part of, having the best couple years of my life so far. I had an outlet for my story. It allowed me to just not only be who I am and kind of the realest and deepest part of me, but to do it in a really safe and accepting environment. I'd never had that before.
I once heard this quote that a social worker or a psychiatrist or a doctor can tell you about the ocean because they've read about it, they've studied it, they have all of this research on it. But a person with lived experience can tell you what the ocean feels like on their skin. They can tell you what it's like when their toes are in the sand and they start to walk into the water. They solidify everything that we do and everything that we say, and without them, this work would not be possible.
We really believe that stories are our superpower, that the more we can talk about mental health from a very personal standpoint, the more that empowers others to be able to tell their story, and the more relatable we can be within a community. The mental health system is incredibly complicated. The first thing I would suggest you do is pick up the phone and call Nami. We can provide you with resources, we can provide you with an ear, and we can provide you with training and support.
You will get a response from people who have been there, done that, and know what you're going through, and really are there to help you help yourself.
And that first step is the hardest. It's scary. Trust your gut, right? Trust your instincts. If it feels like, gosh, this just doesn't feel right, I really need to talk to somebody, don't suffer in silence, talk to somebody.
We want people to know that support is available, that recovery is possible, and that you are not alone.
It can and it does get better.